we were listening to a podcast the other day, and we're in. If you're familiar with the Bible at all, any of you listeners,
If you ever heard of it,
if you heard of the Bible, there's the book of Judges, which is essentially just a crazy time. And Father goes, "Yeah, this is the R-rated version of the Bible," and we're listening to it. And obviously, they're not reading these readings in the middle of church because we got virgin ears and little kids in the pews. They don't want to hear. But essentially, I didn't realize this happened either until I listened to it. But this woman, so they had the Levites were the priests in Israel, right? And they weren't allowed any inheritance. Their inheritance was God. Well, as
they didn't get any land. They didn't have
get
their
any land.
own.
That was
there
their
was the 12 tribes of Israel, and they did not have their own separate tribe.
correct. So
Yeah.
they would live off the people
Right.
with their tithing, right? Well, as time went on, after Moses and Joshua died off, there was no really ruler in Israel. There were the judges, which were essentially kind of the heroes. They come and save Israel from somebody. We love God, then we betray God, then we need you, God. And here
Judges has a very clear narrative,
Yes.
which is, "Thank you for saving us. We're not appreciative. Bad things happen."
and repeat.
Yeah.
Well, essentially, so we're at the last part of Judges here, and this Levite is got this woman. He's married to this woman, and they go stay in this town. And I'm trying to think. I think it was the tribe of David. I don't quote me on that one, but essentially, the Levite says, "Spare me, take my wife," and these people rape his wife,
Yeah.
and they kill her, and she's dropped at the doorstep, and she dies. And what he does is he takes her body and he cuts it into 12 pieces. Are you familiar with this story at all?
I don't remember. I've read it, but I don't remember
He
it.
takes his dead wife. Well, she wasn't his wife. She was his handmaiden. So I guess back then that'd be your mistress. I don't know, but wasn't his wife. It was his handmaiden. Cuts her into 12 pieces. Ships her to the 12 tribes of Israel. Then the tribes of Israel decided they're going to go to David, this town, and they almost wipe them off the planet.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like they're killing women and children. I mean, just hacking. It's barbaric.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what in the mother hell is going on here?
Yeah.
We got raping
Oh,
and
there's
killing
great-
and cutting. I'm like, you know what? The world isn't so different than it is now.
Look, I think there's a lot to be said that the world is a far better place than it ever was in any of
Oh,
those old stories.
Oh my God, yes.